All right, Nathan, we want to get right to the action, so let's have Mike Tyrell bring out our archers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the senior pro class. Our fifth place is Mark Keesee from Bremen, Georgia. He's been shooting pro for 3 years. He shoots for Darrin, True Ball, Black Eagle, Conquest, and Excel. In fourth is Scott Darnell from Bismarck, Arkansas. He shoots for Prime, G5, Spot Hog, and Bonning. Darrin Christenberry from Spencer, Indiana. Well, that must be because of your famous work for Cam, Darrin. You shoot for Elite, Lancaster, Easton, Scott Archery, and Custom Bow Equipment. Next up, Tony Tazza from Boswell, Pennsylvania. Hoyt, Easton, Dead Center, Hamsky, True Ball, and Shrewd. And on target one, starting out with the lead, is Jeff Hopkins from Lacona, Iowa. Mathews, True Ball, Excel, Black Eagle, Conquest Archery, Realtree, BCY, O'Neill's Classic Scopes, and Stein Seed.
All right, Nathan, here we go. There they are. Look at the twin towers there. Jeff Hopkins on the left, his son Scott on the right. Probably the only person out here as big as Jeff is, but he's a legend.
It used to be his mini-me, but it's not anymore. It's just his other me.
Yeah, Jeff Hopkins, legend in the game of 3D archery. He's been doing this at a high level for a long time.
All right.
Yes, he has, and he has a pretty good lead here, but like you said before, Tony's chased him down once before, and we'll see what happens here, and here they go.
If you've watched the Competition Archery Media broadcast, there's Darrin Christenberry, who frequently sits here alongside me. I'm glad to have my buddy Nathan Brooks here. But Darrin has been on fire, and we're happy to see him. That's where he wants to be. We're happy to see him out there.
That's right. I couldn't be more happy for him. Looks like a pretty good shot. Just left that 12 there on that javelina, and I think that's the longest target out there. So for him to start on that one and get that close, that's a pretty good start for Darrin.
It is. So Jeff Hopkins on that boar. He starts out with a 10 there.
I want to remind everybody, if you have a orange cone out in front, leave it there until after your target is scored.
Moves him to 432. Next up is going to be Tony Tazza on the antelope.
All right, next up,
Going to be 10.
Pursuer at 10.
Just straight over that lower 12.
And Nathan, our wind is gone.
Yeah, it's dead.
Dead.
Yeah, this should make for a really interesting shoot-off here, because the conditions have turned into something great. There's no shadows. The cloud cover gives them a really good, stable light that they can judge in and see on the targets. So all these conditions have actually turned to their favor.
Right in there, this is going to be Scott Darnell. He's on the leopard there. So all these archers, they have lenses in their scopes there with magnification. I'm pretty sure there's no one out there who doesn't shoot a lens. So it's blowing up the targets.
It's a prerequisite when you enter the senior pro division. You have to add a lens, because there's some sort of lens that needs to be added to your eyeballs. And I say that because I'm not far off from that and seeing that change every day.
Oh, is this Mark Keesee?
That's Mark Keesee.
That's going to be a close one.
Super close. Oh, wow. So this is Mark's. Is this Mark's first or second year in the senior division? I want to say it's his second.
I remember, but he got a 12. I remember seeing him in Open Pro, but I can't remember if that was last year or the year before. Mike Tyrell took our cards away, so I can't check that. But
I can't remember either.
Yeah.
The way, again, like I said, I'm getting ready to be a senior not too far down the road, so I'm not remembering things as well as I might once have. But Mark and I have shot together a lot over the years. Actually, every one of these guys that are out there, I've had a lot of time shooting with them. And you know, obviously, Darrin and I are really close. And I think the last tournament, he and I both were in the shoot-off, so neither one of us got to be over here working with you guys. But
it was that guy right there, Tony Tazza.
That's right, yeah. And the thing about Darrin is, for those that don't know, he was, for 20-plus years, a pro shooter right-handed.
Right.
And he had to change to left-handed. And it took him about a year to get things going really good, but he is here now.
He is. Yes, he is.
That's
he has it going. That's going to be an 8 there on that long. Again, that javelina is a long target. There's a look at Mark Keesee holding there. Oh, he just had a little flinch there, but he held it together.
Yeah, he shoots on command like Gillingham does.
Yeah.
Fires a shot when he's ready, basically. He's not waiting on it. So sometimes with that type of shooting discipline, you'll see those little flinches. That's just the little neurons and everything firing and saying, go, your brain telling you to shoot it, but it's not time.
And his 12 on the last target actually moved him into 3rd place, moved him up 2 places, but now he shot an 8. We'll have to see what Darrin did to see if he takes it back. So that's going to be a 10 for Jeff. I mean, Jeff basically all he has to do is shoot 10s.
Right, yeah.
And he'll make people do the work.
Yeah, they're going to have to come to him.
Yeah, there's Tony with an 8.
And that 8 is not helping Tony's cause to catch him either. And realistically, between Darrin and Jeff, starting out, there were 12 points, a full target.
Yeah.
So if Tony can't catch Jeff and Jeff keeps shooting 10s, then it's far-fetched for anyone to catch him. Now, I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but it's difficult. I mean, you'd have to have several 14s to be able to catch him.
There is a 12 for our Darrin Christenberry, so he is going to take back 2nd place. Excuse me, 3rd place, but I believe, yeah, he's going to be 2 points off 2nd place now behind Tony.
Yep, closing the gap.
And an 8 for Scott Darnell, moves him to 427. So we're going to wait for our scoreboard here to reshuffle.
Scott is a sales manager or a sales rep in the archery industry. He reps for Prime and every manufacturer you see on that shirt. He covers Arkansas and Louisiana, and I'm not exactly sure all the states. Tennessee, I think, but yeah, he works in the industry as a sales manager.
All right, Nathan, here is our split screen here. So we've got 3 targets, and you see Jeff Hopkins on the left, Tony Tazza in the middle, Darrin Christenberry on the right. They are shooting the target that is underneath each of them, so you can see their shot and where it's going to go.
Notice there, real quick, I wanted to say this just for the people watching. Tony's got the cone out in front, which means he's called for an upper 12 on the leopard, and Jeff and Darrin are both shooting at the lower 12s on their targets.
Darrin just left.
Jeff got it.
Smashed it.
Got it. My gosh.
Tony left. So that javelina that he just 12, that's the longest target out there.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how far it is, but this class is 50-yard max, give or take a little bit, little wiggle room, but 50 yards is the max that they're shooting. And Nathan, talk about that. If he, whatever distance that is, if he's a yard off,
yeah, I mean,
that's bad.
Yeah, at 50 yards, if you miss a yard, if you misstyle your sight a yard, like say you put 49 on it and the target's actually 50, he's going to miss at least an inch, if not more, at 50 yards. Just off the top of my head, I'd say it's probably about an inch and a half at that distance.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to judge the distance extremely good to be able to get, your arrow close.
Right, and he just smashed it. So
yeah.
He got that one on the numbers. That was Mark Keesee went for the 14, and he shot an 8.
Well, he had to do something there. I mean,
yep.
You've got 5 targets to make a move. You don't have time to just, Well, let's see. I need to shoot 4 or 5 targets before I get ready to really make a move. It's over.
It's over.
You have to do something quick in this shoot-off.
So Jeff did get that 12. There's Tony Tazza on the leopard. That's going to be a 10.
10 for Tony.
So Jeff now maintains a 10-point lead over Tony.
Number 3 on the scorecard, the number 1 our hearts, Darrin Christenberry.
Darrin Christenberry should be shooting at this turkey, I believe.
10 for Darrin.
And he takes a 10. All right, so he is now in 3rd place.
All right.
Gonna have our scoreboard reshuffle here. There you see it, 454, 444, 442. Oh, Mark Keesee, no, he has moved into 4th place at 437, and Scott Darnell in 5th at 432.
Yeah, that low arrow on that Russian boar is going to haunt Scott. I don't think he's going to like that, but you move on. We just keep shooting.
So this will be our 5th arrow, and right now Tony Tazza is the only one within 10 points of Jeff Hopkins. So that man right there, he wants to do something.
So there he is, left-handed. I can tell you he's shooting right at 30 to 30 and a quarter inch draw length. His alignment looks great. He's gotten super steady. He called upper. He got it.
He did call upper. Yeah, he was shooting the boar.
He got it.
Yes. There you
yeah,
go.
there it is. There's the fist bump.
There you go, Darrin Christenberry. Now, what did Jeff Hopkins do on the leopard? The leopard is the shortest target out there.
12 for Darrin Christenberry.
There we go.
Inside out 12.
Next up, Scott Darnell.
So Scott Darnell is up next.
He's not liking the looks of that, it sounds like. No, and low again.
That last arrow forced his hand to have to start doing something, getting aggressive towards the 14s, and 8 points there for that effort. High risk, high reward.
Next up, Mark Keesee.
If you get
it. yeah. Javelina, that's going to be an 8. It's going to take him to 445. Now, here we go. I have not seen his target yet, so I have no idea what he did. But he called upper. If he got it, he hit the
lower. Yeah, he hit the lower.
He hit the lower. Jeff Hopkins always shoots at the lower.
What?
Oh, he's saying he didn't put the cone out. I was going to say, Jeff Hopkins always shoots at the lower. He has the cone out. I guess somebody didn't move it back. But I don't know what that means.
It's still, I believe it's the responsibility of the shooter to either move the cone back or wherever it's at.
Yeah, Tony had moved it out front.
Let's see what they come up with here.
We'll see.
Tony Tazza.
No, they're sticking with it. I think you're right. It's up to him. Let's see when that scoreboard changes here.
Don't put the orange cone in front of you or leave it in front of you.
Nope, they gave him a 10. Yep, you're right. That's his responsibility. So there you go. I was going to say, he never shoots at the uppers.
No, he doesn't.
Smash the lower.
Rarely do you see him shoot at the upper.
I don't know I've ever seen him do that. So there we have it. We're going to move.
We got Darrin and Tony are now tied.
Yes, this will be our 5th and final arrow.
So Darrin and Tony are tied for 2nd now. I don't know who has.
We're having a little discussion here to see about that score.
All right.
And
gentlemen, let's look at the cord. 464.
Nope.
Jeff Hopkins. 10
they're
points
keeping it.
Tony
Yep.
Tazza,
Okay.
and
You're right.
Christenberry,
Hey,
both
if
tied
you
at
walk up in the
454.
cones up there, you got to move it back.
Bonus ring
Yeah,
lead
I mean,
over
I mean, I hate that for Jeff. I really do. That's. I mean, he made the shot. He did everything he needed to do, except move that cone back, because that's not what he wanted to do. And I know that's not his focus. His eyes are down there on the target, on what he's got to do as a shooter. But he's experienced, typically what happens is after the shooter shoots, they move the cone back.
Yeah.
And he just walked from his target over and wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
And it was already out there.
And he's like 9 feet. Yeah, there you go.
He just smoked.
He's like 9 feet tall, so he probably didn't see that little cone down there.
That's true. Yeah, and
that's
Scott,
at his ankle.
And Scott couldn't help him either because he's eye level with him.
Okay, let's see what's going to shake out now.
But there you go. He just smashed that 12.
Yeah.
He said, all right, you took that 12 away from me, I'll shoot another one.
Right.
So here's Tony.
Tony's going to take a 10.
Tony's going to take a 10.
Third place.
Move him to 464. Darrin Christenberry, what did he do?
12.
Got it.
If he called the lower,
I do not see a cone. There he is. Darrin Christenberry.
Darrin moves into second place.
That moves him to second.
And unless Tony gets a chance of the sixth arrow,
good for Darrin.
that may be where that part ends.
Right now, he is doing high fives inside there.
And 8 for Scott.
8 points for Scott.
8 for Scott Darnell, moves him to 448. Going to come over to Mark Keesee on this leopard here.
It's John Clifton standing there with Scott. He's a good friend from Arkansas.
Straight left for Mark.
4 straight 8s. He should have been at the casino.
4 straight 8s for Mark Keesee. Mike Tyrell says he should have gone to the casino.
Mike's always got something to say.
So there we go.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that.
That's
Darrin
it.
Christenberry moved himself right into second place.
So we only have a shoot-off final arrow for Darrin and Jeff.
Yep, Tony Tazza is going to finish in third place, but he will not get to shoot the last arrow. Mark Keesee finishes fourth, Scott Darnell in fifth. So we're going to go on to that last arrow with Hopkins with a 10-point lead over Darrin Christenberry.
And Jeff not putting that cone out there allowed this shot to happen.
That is correct. If Jeff Hopkins win this one, this will give him 4 of 5 wins this year. He has just been on fire. Today he came into the round kind of not necessarily where he wanted to be, and then he just caught fire.
Oh yeah,
took off.
So I've shot with Jeff my entire shooting career, and when I stepped into the pro class, he was at the top. I mean, he was just so dominant for a long time, and he would be that way. He much like Danny McCarthy or Levi Morgan. I see the same thing in Jeff, where he might be just subpar, hanging around even, and next thing you know, you're talking to him. How'd you finish, Jeff? 20 up. Well, that wasn't even possible, was it? Well, I had 10 to go. You must have hit every 12. Well, I did. Okay.
Yeah.
You just scratch your head and walk on. You just think, wow, that's just amazing.
It's like a gear that they just switch. And so we have our last chance archery, last chance arrow. It is going to be the turkey. Scott Parrott has moved the cone up. It's just going to be Jeff Hopkins and Darrin Christenberry shooting at it. Yeah, Jeff Hopkins has a pretty significant lead on Shooter of the Year. That, of course, is a sort of competition. It rewards the most consistent archer over the course of the season. There's 6 tournaments. You have your first 5. You get to drop one of those scores. So you take your 4 best from there, and then you have to shoot the Classic, which is our last tournament. So Jeff is in a good position for taking Shooter of the Year in the senior pro class. And he's in a good position to win his 4th out of 5 tournaments right now.
As much as I'd hate to say this, right now I'd put my money on Jeff winning. Yeah. And I don't hate to say it because of Jeff, and just hate to say it because of my buddy Darrin.
That's right.
But the Jeff has just shot amazing.
Yeah.
the last event where he shot, what was it, 26 up the first day. It was just
crazy.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the scores the known pro shooters shot on that course. And so just because he's in his 50s, I mean, he could step back over into the Open Pro class and still be extremely competitive.
So here's Darrin. I would imagine he's going to go for the 14. Why not?
Yeah. Good pressure. He's so easy when he shoots his shot. It just looks effortless.
Ah, just right of it. Oh. On the right side, that's going to be a 5.
So Jeff doesn't even have to shoot an arrow.
He doesn't have to shoot it.
But I'm guessing that Mike's going to say, hey, how about you do something for the crowd here?
Jeff's looking over. He's asking Scott, do I even have to shoot this? Here we go.
Mike always conjures something up for these guys. You know, when they're in a position like basically they've won the event. You know, we saw on the rewind there where Emily had to shoot the hyena target in the head, and she did. And then Mike said, "Hey, if you do this, we'll hand it to a kid in the crowd." So there's no telling what Mike has conjured up. I don't know if you heard him.
He is saying that if Jeff can shoot this in the head, Mike is going to give the turkey to his son Scott, and then Scott has to give it to a kid in the crowd. So here we go. In the crowd, you could hear all the kids saying, "Shoot him in the head, shoot him in the head." Now, it's not the easiest head to hit there. It's a little thing.
Not at all.
Our camera is set up on the scoring ring, so we'll see it in the upper left there. Oh, and he got it. He got it.
Congratulations, Jeff Hopkins, on another amazing win.
Just incredible how consistent he is. You know, Mike Terrell says, it's a 5. But, you know, I always think, Nathan, you know, you'd think one of these times that, you know, one of these guys would stumble, and Jeff Hopkins just doesn't.
No, he's just, well, you said it. He's just extremely consistent. I mean, and I like I said, I watched him do it for so many years. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't shock me, just because I know how good he is.
So he's going to come over and get our headset on there. And Jeff Hopkins, you can hear me in there now. Jeff, 4 out of 5. Last time he said 3 out of 4 ain't bad. 4 out of 5 ain't bad.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, these things are hard to win, and you know, truly blessed when you're able to put it all together and judge well and shoot well and have awesome equipment. And just I'm kind of mesmerized to win 4 out of 5, and let's see if we can make it 5 out of 6.
So what's happening here at the Hopkins household? I mean, what's the daily practice routine? Is this going out every day, checking on the corn, seeing how tall it is, and then checking the beans? Or
I think the older I've gotten, we've taken on more and more projects with the farming, and that's given a break on the archery a little bit, and that's actually a good thing for me, I think. And Scott's coming along, and we have a lot of great practice days together, and a lot of fun. And archery's fun. It's always been fun for me, but I'm having a lot more fun shooting with him and practicing with him. And I got 2 grandkids that started shooting. Rosie and Ricky are home. Hi, Rosie and Ricky, and just it's really cool.
Well, one thing I got to say before I leave you here, I've shot with you a long time, and of all the years we've shot together, I think maybe 4 or 5 times I've actually seen your legs. You pulled the shorts out, so it's hot enough, right?
I got some beat up legs. Lucky to still have my left leg.
I was going to say, you're lucky to have that one. So that's right.
All right, Jeff, congratulations. Mathews Pro-Am champ, 4 out of 5 this season.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
Congrats, bud.
Folks, don't go anywhere. We will be right back with our Open Pro class here at Fort Massac.